Welcome to a midweek edition of Monday with the Mayor. This week, we're back in Huntingburg with Denny Spinner.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's talk about the Herbst Fest. It's obviously that week. And the purpose.
Well, if you'll go back when the Herbst Fest was originated back in the early 80s, I think 1981 was our first fest. There were a lot of, I was on that original committee. I think Paul Canese volunteered me to be on that committee at that time. I was working at the radio station at that point, and Mayor Dal Helmrich was the starter of this fest, and wanted to go back and maybe do just a little bit of remembering of why the fest came about, to kind of refresh our memories. Number one was, it was Huntingburg did not have a citywide celebration to bring the community together, so that was a motivation to do something like that. But another thing that we kind of take for granted, I guess, as we've participated in the fest for over 30 years now, is that one of the main reasons for this fest to come together was a way to really support the many civic and church organizations in our community, find a way to have them be able to support those efforts. So the fest was designed as a community event with a lot of fun things, but it also is a way for all these organizations that you see, and particularly the food booths you see down at the fest, which are tremendous. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the food booths, this is a fundraiser event for these organizations. You go down the line, and nearly every organization is either a church or a civic group of some kind. And what the idea of the fest is that in this one 4-day period, they can raise a significant amount of funds for their organization that sustain them throughout the year. So they don't have to go through the town and have these various fundraisers every 6 weeks. You get another knock on the door. The fest is an idea that we can bring everybody together, we can celebrate, we can have a great time, but we can also support those organizations that do so much for our community, for the youth, for the elderly, for the churches. It's a way to, in one kind of 4-day period, to really show support for what Huntingburg is and those organizations that mean so much, that make us a city like no other.
Yeah. Certainly probably some of the biggest fundraising of the year for these organizations.
Oh, without a doubt. You look at, if over a 4-day period, one of the food stands, they sell their sandwiches or their meals, and the percentage of it goes back to support the committee, the fest in the future. But the large percentage of that money goes right back into that organization and allows them to do the things that they do all year long for the various programs in our community. So it's a great community fest, and just the fact that we get everybody together at the park and just have a good time of fellowship and some fun with some of the events and the music that goes on. But a reminder is that when you're buying that order of French fries or that sandwich or that dessert that you're going down, you're not just enjoying the food itself. You're really having an opportunity to help those who do so much year round for the various efforts that go on in the city, and it is a great opportunity to thank people for the work they do. I don't want to mention names in particular, but there's school organizations, there's church organizations, there's civic organizations, all there. And this is your one time where you can really and you get something back from it. You get great food and you get and some fun. So it's just I'd like just to remind folks that this fest is all about Huntingburg and the Huntingburg organizations, and we really invite people to come out. I'm looking at the weather forecast, and this could be as good a weather as we've had in years for the entirety of the fest, starting with the opening ceremonies on Thursday all the way to the parade on Sunday.
Now, you briefly said Sunday. This past Sunday, 18 contestants vied for the Queen honor.
That was I think that was a record. We've looked back. The organizers of the Queen pageant have looked back, and they cannot find a time where there was that many contestants. And that, to me, first of all, it says a lot about the excitement that's in the community for the fest this coming year, and about seeing 18 young ladies want to be part of it. It shows that enthusiasm is not only amongst the adults, but it goes down into our schools. And I wanted to congratulate Ryan Hill for being named the queen. I was able to go with my wife, and we watched. And when the 18 young ladies came out, I was glad I was not a judge because it was a tough pick. But also, in a way, it was an easy pick because you could have picked any one of them, and I think they would have been represented the community very, very well. So it was a wonderful pageant and a great start to the whole festivities, and really was enthused by what I saw there, and look forward to that enthusiasm carrying on for the next few days as we go into the fest.
Now, we can't mention the festivities without mentioning the food, arguably the best part.
It's a food fest. Let's there's lots of games. There's, of course, the outhouse race, which I have to mention that the city of Huntingburg is the defending champion in the outhouse race. So that there's a lot of events, a lot of great music. There's the Little Miss and Mister, and there's the putting on the hits. But when you get right down to it, it's a food fest. It's a chance that, again, to support those organizations, but you get your money's worth. There is something for everyone. There's a wide variety of food, and I pretty well have my routine down. I won't reveal that because I don't want to get anyone else upset about but I will say I'm an equal opportunity spender at the Herbst Fest. Sometime during the 4 days, you'll probably see me at your booth. But there are some traditions that you must follow, and there are a few that you always got to have a Raider fries. You got to have a tenderloin. Those are things that you just got to do when you're part of a fest in Indiana. So we're looking forward to that greatly.
Well, Indiana's got tenderloins everywhere.
But the best ones are at the Herbst Fest. So come on down, and I think we did a rough estimate of how many tenderloins have been served at the Herbst Fest over the last 30 years, and it's somewhere in excess of 75,000 tenderloins have been served at the fest over the last several years. So come down and enjoy.
Yeah, clearly a favorite dish.
It's a tradition, yeah.
All right. Well, Mayor, we appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.
That's been our midweek edition of Monday with the Mayor. We'll be back after this.